Takeaway tea and coffee drinkers could find themselves having to pay a 25p charge for their disposable cups. The idea has been called a latte levy, and MPs reckon it could significantly help reduce waste. They're also calling for all disposable cups to be fully recyclable by 2023. Thomas Moore has this report.
Large latte and a flat white to go.
The beans are ethically sourced, but the cup is an environmental scourge. Now MPs want a 25p latte levy imposed on disposables to encourage customers to bring their own cups and reduce waste. The money from those who refuse could fund better collection and recycling facilities for the 2.5 billion cups thrown away every year. According to the Environmental Audit Committee, 1% of customers bring in their own refillable cups, sometimes getting a discount of around 25p for doing so. But research suggests the same amount charged on disposables could convince as many as 30% to switch. That would mean 750 million fewer cups thrown away each year.
We've seen with the plastic bag charge an 83% reduction in plastic bag use. We think the latte levy will be the sort of charge that will really make people think, hang on a minute, I need to bring my cup to work today, in the same way that they're now moving more and more to reusable plastic bottles.
1 in 5 of us now goes to a coffee shop every day, and the market is still rising. All the more reason, say MPs, to step in now to deal with the waste mountain.
The report says consumers are misled into thinking that their disposable cups will be recycled. In fact, the plastic liner on the inside is extremely difficult to separate from the paper outside, and only 4 plants in the country can do it. It means that 99% of these are incinerated or sent to landfill.
A large cappuccino and a flat white.
Artisan Coffee in West London has tried but failed to source greener cups. It fears a charge on disposables will affect business when it's the cup makers who are at fault.
It's out of our hands as a coffee shop, as an independent. With all the will in the world, we can't make that change, and we wish we could. They're the ones who are experts in manufacturing. I'm expert in making fantastic coffee, but they're the ones with knowledge and hopefully resources to be able to change.
But the MPs say radical action is needed to deal with coffee cups. If recycling rates for disposables haven't reached 100% in 5 years, they should be banned altogether. The government said it would consider the recommendations and respond shortly. Thomas Moore, Sky News.
Well, I'm joined now by Safia Qureshi, founder and CEO of Cupclub. Safia, really good to see you. So a 25p levy, is it a good idea?
It's definitely a good idea. It's a walk in the right direction. We saw similar models work for the plastic bag charge. People respond better to an incremental increase. And it will start a behavioural change towards other products, which is what we want to try and achieve. So by changing consumer behaviour through these small tactics, levy is a great start.
I guess in many ways it's like the congestion charge in London. You will reduce the number of plastic cups being used, but you're not going to completely get rid of it.
Ultimately, the goal is that we slowly work up towards the ultimate goal is to remove single-use from our cities, single-use from our everyday consumption. But what we want to ensure is that we start in the right direction, that we have certain steps that we take. So we start with a levy like this, we work up to reduce the amount that we're consuming, get people used to that, and then start applying that into other types of products as well. So cups is one, but there's so much other work out there that we need to look at. And
in terms of starting in the right direction, I mean, you've got a cup here that you've brought in, which you'd advocate people use. What can you tell us about it?
Cupclub. So what Cupclub do is we basically provide retailers with a service for food packaging, which is cups and lids that they can then give to their consumers. So you're a coffee drinker, you love your favorite coffee shop, you go in, you buy your coffee with us, take it away in one of our products and you return it at a drop point. So we're changing the way that people consume in the sense that you borrow any product that we provide to a retailer, take it away as a consumer and you return it instead of throwing it in the bin. We collect that product, we put it back into our back end, we process it and we send it back. So it's packaging as a service. It's eliminating.
It's a change of approach and mindset. That's the bottom line.
It's a change of approach, but it's not very dissimilar from models that other brands have already been practicing for over 100 years with other drinks. So returnable glass bottling has been used in the drinks beverage industry for a very long time and done remarkably well. So these systems have always occurred. Milk bottles used to be delivered on our doorstep and taken away dirty. So these systems have been here for a very long time. What we've done is we've used technology and design to implement lightweight plastic packaging that behaves in the same way.
Do you think the 25 pence levy is fair on the customer? Because ultimately we put on the business and then they will then put it on the consumer. I mean, there's been some suggestion that you should mainly be targeting on the manufacturers of these plastic cups.
I think it should be both stages. I think consumer heavy is a bit unfair. I think commercial businesses also need to start rethinking the way that they manufacture. We're now manufacturing our own product and we've gone through a diligent list of what materials to use, making sure that it is single material, so it's not something that's going to be complex. Making sure that it has a more greater value for society, for people. And we're not making things that are used the one time, which is absolutely absurd if you think about it. In 10 years' time, we'll look back thinking, what were we thinking? What were we thinking?
Indeed. Safia, really interesting stuff. Many thanks indeed for coming in this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching Sky News. Still to come in the sport.